What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for yet another Football Manager 2021 Rebuild Challenge. Today, this is my first time actually venturing out of a top league in a country, and this is the rebuild of Blackburn Rovers. So guys, before we get into today's rebuild, obviously we are rebuilding Blackburn Rovers. They did win the Premier League or Premier Division in 1995 when I was just 4 years of age, and that is what we are going to be attempting to replicate in today's rebuild challenge. But before I do get into things, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has joined the channel as of the past week. Since the last rebuild video, you can see it on this side. Everyone who has joined the channel in the past week, thank you very much to everybody. Obviously the channel is blowing up at the moment, and that is all thanks to you guys. So I'm going to let that run and we are going to get into things right now. So as you can tell, this is the in-game screen for Blackburn Rovers. As you can see here, they were Premier League champions in 1995. As I said, that was when I was 4 years of age. And since then, it's been relatively ropey. Years, to be honest, in the top flight from 2001 all the way over until 2011-12, where they were relegated into the Championship. They did have a spell where they went all the way down into League One, but they did bounce straight back up with a promotion back into the Championship. So over the past 10 years or so, that is where they have remained. As you can see, though, pretty good history in the league as well. So they've won the Premier League 3 times, 1912, 1914, and then obviously most recently in 1995. FA Cup winners most recently in 1928. They won the Championship in 1939. Carabao Cup winners in 2002. They won Sky Bet League 1 as well. A Charity Shield and an English Full Members Cup. I don't know what that is, but well done Blackburn for winning it nonetheless. So we are taking over Blackburn, and the goal of this is to basically reclaim that Premier League trophy. I don't know how possible that is. I'm going to set myself a 5-year time limit as well to just make it interesting, I guess. So this is Blackburn Rovers, and this is the club vision that we have to try and adhere to. So we have to, as the club culture, develop players using the club's youth system and sign players under the age of 22 for the first team, or for the future, sorry. It's definitely possible, I think. We also have to work within the wage budget, as relatively standard on most of these rebuilds. As of this season, though, they would like me to reach the playoffs as a minimum in the Championship, reach the 4th round of the FA Cup, and reach the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. Now, I definitely think this is possible. Although we've not exactly been given a lot of money to work with. As you can see, transfer budget of just 100k. I probably won't spend any of that, to be perfectly honest. Just pump it into wages and hope that we can keep the overall balance doing pretty well. In terms of the tactic that we are running, this is the FM21 Avalanche. Obviously, I will leave a link to that down below. I've done a video on this, breaking this tactic down. It is a absolutely insane tactic, hence why I will be using it for potentially one of the most challenging rebuilds I have done thus far. So it is a 4-3-3, as you would expect. So we will go into the quick pick and pick the best 11. And this is basically what I have to work with. Lots of loans already. So it's going to be interesting to see what we are able to do with that. Obviously, we also have in the first season the injury to Bradley Dack to deal with. He's still out after doing his cruise ship for another 3 to 4 months at the start of any Football Manager save on the latest database, which is pretty disappointing. I'd actually say Bradley Dack's probably one of our best players. But there's some players in here that I would like to draw your attention to. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 is the first one I'm going to say. As a centre-back, I actually think he's relatively solid. Really nice mentals, good bravery as well. I think he could be a good defender for us moving forward. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, I think is how you say his name. again, I think as a fullback, especially in the Championship, he's exceptional. And I think in the Premier League, with a little bit of work on some of his technicals, I'd like to see his crossing and his dribbling go up a little bit. But he looks like a very good player. Obviously, he is consistent and he enjoys big matches trait. So that is definitely a player to look out for at at right back. Moving things up the field, though, this is where I think things get really interesting. We've got Harvey Elliott here on loan from Liverpool. I think he could be pretty good for us going forward. I doubt we're going to get him any more from Liverpool, so it is good to just have him this season, see how he gets on that right-hand side. A player who I probably will end up relying on an awful lot is Adam Armstrong, obviously the former Newcastle man. I don't know where he is now. I want to say he's at Southampton in real life. I may be wrong. Let me know down in the comments if I am wrong. Really, really good pace and physical attributes. Good on both feet. Which is nice. Can play on the left or can play up top. I have a feeling I'm going to end up playing him up top. So I'm hoping Adam Armstrong is the man to bring the goals. And we've also got some players in here that you guys will have known previously. We've still got 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, Lewis Holtby as of the Premier League era, Ben Berrington, who is the guy who played for Chile in the recent Copa America. From Blackburn, obviously changed his allegiances. And we've also got, if you are a Bristol City fan like me, Derek Williams, he used to play for Bristol City, as a centre-back option. We've also got, Hardwood Bayliss, who's on loan from Man City. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to do anything to this team. I think this is pretty much going to be how we're going to run things moving forward. Obviously, goal of the first season is to get promoted out of the Championship into the Premier League. I will be back at the end of the season so we can see how we go on. Okay then, end of the season and we are promoted as champions. A plus, I almost said A star there, A plus managerial performance rating. We have won the Sky Bet Championship, just pipping Norwich to that promotion spot. Obviously, two of the teams that were promoted here in real life in this season, Norwich and Watford, doing pretty well there. But we are able to beat them to the top of the table. Adam Armstrong, the man who I did say I would be relying on a lot, has come up trumps. 34 goals for him. Very, very impressive. That's the wrong button, Steve. Come on, Adam Armstrong, as you can see, 34 goals, 8 assists. In just under 50 appearances. Pretty good. He's unhappy. What's his problem? Wants a new contract. Don't you worry, Adam. We can sort that, mate. Don't you worry about that. So we are going into the Premier League after one season, which is fantastic. Going into the league table. So the playoffs is Swansea, Watford, Bournemouth, Derby. We're not too worried about that as we are not involved. We are champions. 29 victories, 10 draws, 7 losses, 98 goals scored, 40 goals against. Goal difference of plus 58, all pretty good. 97 points, as I said. Horrendous end to the season by the looks of things. We'll take a look at that in a second. Sheffield Wednesday, despite the 6 points, still got relegated. Yeah, interesting. In terms of some of the other competitions, though, how did we get on? Knocked out in the third round of the FA Cup by Palace is what it is. We were expected to reach the fourth round, knocked out in the third round by a Premier League team. Do they acknowledge that at all? I'll have a look at that in a second. The Club Vision knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup by Manchester United. So if we go into the schedule, for the most part, it looks like we've been pretty solid. Losing to Bournemouth is what it is. Same away at Watford is kind of to be expected. There is that game against Manchester United. We lost 4-1 at home. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, Anthony Martial, Diego Rossi, and Edson Cavani with the goals there. Going out on penalties, it looks like, in the FA Cup third round after Adam Armstrong gets a 93rd minute equaliser. Fair play to him. As things move forward, they're relatively straightforward in the Championship, as you kind of would expect. Losing to Forest, Lyle Taylor doing the work there, fair play. And then, yeah, this is the ropey end to the season that I was talking about, which is obviously means the table was much closer than it needed to be. No wins inside the last 5 games is actually quite bad. Drawing with Derby and Sheffield Wednesday. Huddersfield lost 1-0. Drawing with Rotherham, and then obviously losing on the final day of the season at home to Birmingham. So we lost. Yeah, it's not very good, is it? It's not even like it was against teams that were sort of in and around us. at the time. That is very, very disappointing, but nonetheless, we have been promoted. On that club vision, do they care about this FA Cup? However, they understand that the team had a difficult draw. At least they acknowledged that losing to a team in the Premier League is kind of okay. So in terms of the finances, then you won't be able to see it because my head's in the way, but in terms of the finances going into next season, we have just under 35 million to play with. Obviously, this is the big reward for getting into the Premier League, is that money. So now I need to spend it in the right way. I'm going to do the summer transfer window. I'll be back in just a sec. Right then, guys, we have been busy. So I know you're going to say it,
Steve, you always sign the same players.
I'm going to try and work on that in rebuilds moving forward. We did pick up 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙈𝙚. He, unfortunately, again, is unable to obtain a work permit to work in England straight away. So he has already been loaned out to Inter Miami. We also brought in 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙈𝙚. I always bring this guy in. He's class, on loan from Bayern Munich, 19 years of age. He's going to probably be a regular starter for us in the Premier League, alongside 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙗. So hopefully that has shored up that defense a little bit. To add to that, we've also brought in Ben Davies from Liverpool for 4.8 million. Again, an extra body in there at sort of what I would call Premier League quality, despite maybe being lower end of that Premier League table. I think he could be a good pickup. We also picked up Mamadou Laoum, a defensive midfielder, obviously, to sort of sit and protect that back four. I think this guy could be really good. He was transfer listed by Porto, so we got him for 1.4 million. To be honest, I think that's a really good pickup. I think he actually is quite cheap. In addition to this, these are all the ones that went through straight away. We have also made some other big moves. These are the guys who joined us on free transfers for the most part, as of the 1st of July 2021. So Nico Williams comes in from Athletic Bilbao C. I think he can develop into a fantastic player. He's only 19 years of age. Inverted winger, can play on that right hand side. He's replacing Harvey Elliott. The only things that's lacking for me is a little bit of his physicals, but he's still only 19 years of age. So hopefully that's something that we can work on whilst we've got him at the club. He comes in, Brian Broby is how I'm going to say this guy's name, comes in from Ajax. He is sort of striker support level for Adam Armstrong. We've got a couple of other options as well. Mario Aguila comes in from Real Madrid's B team, centre back, again on a free transfer. He's listed as a star player for us, so I'm hoping he can develop into a good little player. Julian Chichoa, another central midfielder, comes in, another ball mover. Basically what I'm trying to do with this, guys, is just make the team overall better, so that when, let's say, a starting level player drops out, we also have someone else who can easily fill that void. And then the last free transfer was Pedro Nuno, who comes in from Portugal to play on that left-hand side to basically free up Armstrong to play up front. We also did spend some money. It is the second Ben Davies that I did bring in the same window. Obviously, we'd already brought in Ben Davies from Liverpool. We also brought in Ben Davies, the left back, from Spurs as well. He was transfer listed Premier League level easily. Look, Tottenham paid 10 million for him. Sorry, we paid 10.5. Disappointing season at Tottenham last in the first sort of first simulation, sorry, but obviously he would be behind Reguilon in that team. And then this is quite an interesting one. St-Maximin was transfer listed by Newcastle for 20.5 million, and I thought, you know what, go and light up the Premier League, my friend. I like his dribbling, I like his pace. I think he can cause issues. He's got good flair, can play on both wings, suits my formation down to the ground. So Alan St-Maximin, I'm very pleased that he has joined Blackburn Rovers. In terms of things, let's go into the competitions. Obviously, we had a friendly cup. Doesn't really matter. I find it really frustrating that the friendly cups even sit in the competitions, to be perfectly honest. Premier Division. Let's go into the stages and let's have a look at the season preview. So we are currently predicted to get relegated, to go down in 19th with 800 to 1 odds to win the Premier League. I can't disagree with that. I don't think we will be anywhere near it inside season 1. Obviously the goal is going to be to try and finish as high up as possible over these next couple of seasons, but 800 to 1 odds is is pretty rough. In terms of the club vision, they expect us to work within the wage budget. That's fine. Play defensively solid football, play possession football, high tempo pressing, sure, whatever. I think we should be fine with that. Fight bravely against relegation is what they're expecting from the Premier League. FA Cup 4th round, Carabao Cup 3rd round. I don't really care about the domestic cups. I just want safety. Hopefully we can achieve that. I will come back at the end of season 2. Let's get this season simulated. So it is the end of season 2, and we have actually somehow gotten into the European places. We finished 7th, which, considering we were 800 to 1 to win the league, and we were predicted to finish 19th. I'm actually really impressed that we managed to finish in 7th. Positive goal difference and everything as well. 60 points over 38 games for a team that's just been promoted isn't too bad. Obviously Watford, who were promoted with us, they were relegated. They did finish in 19th, and then Norwich, with the other team, finished in 15th. Fair play to them. Unfortunately, they didn't do as well as us. Adam Armstrong with the 31 goals, though. Absolutely ludicrous. Highest average rating player for him. Most man of the match award. He has transitioned very nicely from being a good championship striker to a very good Premier League striker, which is great. Sometimes you don't necessarily have people who can make that jump. Looks like Adam Armstrong has been one of those. Liverpool win the Premier League, which is fine. Let's have a look at the league table, the expanded league table. Basically, we were either winning or losing. Only 6 draws in the season, drawing to Spurs, Norwich, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, and Leeds. As far as teams go, that's not too bad. 14 losses, 18 victories. Good, strong finish to the season by the looks of things, which has propelled us into these European spots. It looks like Manchester United have won the Champions League, though. Because they are in the Champions League. They won the Europa League. Manchester United won the Europa League. Okay. I forget they're in the Europa League season 1. So they won the Europa League. So they go into the Champions League alongside Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, and Wolves. Then Everton, Chelsea, and ourselves. Tottenham, Manchester United, poor seasons, but nonetheless, absolutely buzzing to 1, survive, and 2, have European football for next season. I don't care if it's the Europa Conference League. We'll be there. Other competitions. Knocked out in the 4th round of the FA Cup by Gillingham. Gillingham are in League 1. Not good, That's an issue. Knocked out in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup by Burnley. As I said, though, I didn't care about domestic trophies. It was all about the Premier League. It was all about Premier League survival, and we've absolutely smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. So in terms of everything, club vision they're happy with. Next season, they want us to avoid relegation and reach the 2nd knockout round of the Europa Conference League. So that'd be interesting. Transfer budget, though, going into next season, is 44 million, just under 45 million, and £1 million wage budget, which we are well clear of. As you can see, our overall balance of the club just goes skyrocketing as soon as you're in the Premier League. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, that is a fantastic season 2. Is Europe going to make or break us? I need to strengthen a lot if we are going to go into a European competition. I'll be back in a sec. Righty then, we are ready to compete and the start of season 3 of this Blackburn Rovers rebuild. Let's always start off, as we usually do, with transfers. Players in, players out. Let's start with the players out. Obviously, Arezzo, I spoke about. Sam Gallagher's gone. In terms of other players out, Daniel Ayala has left the club, as has Bradley Dack. 2.1 million for Bradley Dack. To be honest, he hadn't really played too much for us. Played a decent amount in the Championship after coming back from his injury, but only 5 appearances in the Premier League for us. Not quite cutting the mustard, unfortunately. In terms of players in, though, Fausto Vieira comes in from Argentinos Juniors for £6 million. Again, a much needed improvement. Stronger. We're going to be in Europe. We're going to have more fixtures this year. I need some depth, man. Fausto Vieira coming in, natural in both the defensive midfield and the central midfield spots, which is great. We've also pulled in James Justin for £15 million from not Preston, from Leicester City. He was transfer listed, can play as a fullback on both sides. Exactly what I'm after, that sort of versatility, that ability to being able to play in two positions. And he is exactly the same star rating as 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, but with a slightly higher upside in terms of potential. Joshua Zirkzee comes in from Bayern Munich on a £1.5 million deal. Again, it's depth in and around the squad, but to play behind Adam Armstrong. Hopefully he has a good time of it. I don't know how much football he's actually going to play. He is listed as a squad player per his playing time, so we'll just see. We also brought in Thomas Souček from West Ham. I actually think he can be a fantastic player for us. Great captain, potentially. Really nice physicals, good mentals where it matters, good work rate, determination, decision making, that sort of thing. Again, it's more depth. He can be a great box-to-box midfielder. He's good on both feet. If you've watched him in real life, you know he's really good for West Ham, so it's kind of what we've done there. We also brought in 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪 is how I'm going to say this guy's name. Again, he offers that versatility, can play centre back, can kind of play left back, can kind of play CDM if he has to. Comes in as a free transfer, having had his contract run out at Bayern Munich. Again, depth option for us, potential star of the future. Already a 3-star current ability, potential of 5 stars. So again, we've kind of got some depth in us. In terms of our quick pick, let's do a quick pick for you because I didn't do one last season. This is our best 11 as things stand. So Kaminski still in goal, Nyambi, Gila, Ben Davis, and James Justin, Fausto Vieira, Travis Evans, Steve, come on, Reed, Souček, St. Maximum, Nuno, and then Armstrong up top. This is basically what we've got going into the season. In terms of pre-season, we've done pretty well. I always try and throw a couple of the bigger ones in there. We had Phil Jones's testimonial as well, where we beat Manchester United. Love to see it. Beat Monaco as well. Drew with Monaco, drew with Bilbao. But we start the season at home to Manchester City. So what could go wrong, hey? In terms of the club vision, this is what they expect from us. They're disappointed about some of the loan deals and some of the transfers that we've done. Pleased with the financial aspect of getting rid of Bradley Dack for 2.1 million, but there we go. They're happy with the level of support in the squad, which is great. Just a reminder, reach the first knockout round of the Euro Cup 2, so the Europa Conference League, avoid relegation, 5th round the FA Cup, 4th round of the Carabao Cup. We've still got just under 10 million of our transfer budget remaining. I don't think I'm going to use it, to be perfectly honest. Obviously, we were expected to be relegated last season and we finished in the Europa Conference League place. This season, on the season preview, we are still 600 to 1 to win the league. One of the recently promoted teams, Aston Villa, is 250. We are 600 to 1. Yeah, interesting. Some of the key players in the league, I've just noticed Eduardo Camavinga is now a Manchester City player, as is David Alaba, and 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙪 is now a Arsenal player, which is very interesting. This is going to be a big season for us. Is Europe going to make or break us? I will be back at the end of season number 3. So season number 3 is in the books, and it looks like we've had a much more ropey season than we did the year before. We finished in the bottom half of the table, finishing in 12th. Adam Armstrong, top goal scorer again with 22, but it's a lot less than he did have the season before. It looks like, I would imagine, the playing in Europe has kind of cost us here. It will help us financially, I'd imagine. Our overall balance is now £109 million. We've got £67.5 million to spend going into season 4, but doesn't look like it's been a good year all round. In terms of that league table, EC, we've qualified for the Europa League. How on earth have we done that? Did we win? If you win the Europa League, Europa Conference League, do you go in? Anyway, let's do the Premier League first. 12 wins, 10 draws, 16 losses, -10 in terms of that goal difference. Looks like we're going to have to strengthen the defense for next season, but it is another year in the Premier League. We can recoup some more Premier League money, and hopefully going into next season, we're kind of on more of an even keel with some of the big boys at the top of the league. Especially, you know, some of these clubs, I wouldn't say Southampton, Norwich, Wolves, Sheffield United, they probably shouldn't be above us. So let's just see what happens. In terms of all competitions though, okay, so we've gone into the Europa League by winning the FA Cup. which is mad. Also, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙤𝙪, he has joined. Yes, he joined in the January. Free transfer. What do you want? If he's there, guys, I'm gonna have him. If he's there, I'm gonna have him. So we lose in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup to Everton. Ours was played at Old Trafford. We lost 2-1 to Everton here. Let's change this one to the formations. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 92nd minute goal, sending Everton through there in that semi-final. That is disappointing. Aston Villa then playing Everton in the final. That's the wrong one, Steve. So Carabao Cup, Everton beat Villa in the final. Fair play to them. Winners of the English FA Cup. Lovely bit of silverware, and we also beat Liverpool in the final. It's not like we had a gimme. We beat Liverpool in the final. The Ox scoring for Jurgen Klopp's men, and Armstrong, Fausto Vieira, and 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙤𝙪 getting the goals for Blackburn Rovers to see them lift the FA Cup and go into the Europa League next season. Euro Cup 2 runners up, losing that one to Lazio. You can see why that's happened, can't you? Ciro Immobile getting the business done. They still got Milinkovic, Savic, Immobile, Carrera, Lazari. Lukaku on that left wing back spot, and then Radu in goal. Looking at the stats, they deserved it. We didn't. Is what it is. A European trophy would have been nice, and then obviously that 12th place finish in the league campaign. Transfer history. Obviously, I mentioned 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙤𝙪. He did join us on a free transfer. He's still quite young, 18 years of age, but I think he could be a good player for us moving forward. We also brought in Benkovic from Leicester. He was transfer listed, 2.1 million. He came in the summer, in January. Another bit of defensive cover. Looked like we were being overrun in defense. So when he's available in January, you try and make it happen, doesn't it? 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, who we did bring in, has also left the club. He's gone to Cincinnati. Didn't really play for us. Was a move that didn't really work. So we have got some money to spend, and as you can see, I've got some transfer activity here, but I'm not going to ruin too much of it. Let's go into season number 4, and you guys can see what has happened over this summer. Is going to be a biggie. So then, guys, the transfer update is in before season 4. Ben Davies has left us. He has gone to Norwich. This is the left back, Ben Davies. He's now 30 years of age. He's kind of served his purpose for us, allowed us to get established in the Premier League in that left back spot. He's done pretty well. James Justin's probably going to make that his own now. He goes over to Norwich for 21 million. Again, for a 30-year-old, I just couldn't turn it down. We've signed another goalkeeper, Luis Maximino. Comes in from Sporting. Looks like a very, very good goalkeeper. Great reflexes, great one-on-ones, decent enough handling, good aerial reach. I think he could be a real addition for us. He will fight it out with Thomas Kaminski for that goalkeeping role, but as you can see, 2.5 star versus 3.5 star. There's not really too much in it. First choice goalkeeper, and that is what he will be. We spent £23.5 million on him, but the transfer business for this summer, for me, right, is more about the free transfers that we've been able to bring in. Luca Pellegrini comes in for that left back spot. He comes in to replace Ben Davies, who goes out. Comes in off of a free transfer from Juventus, and I don't know why he was a free transfer. Only played 3 times for Juventus, so that might be why. Looks like his contract was not renewed. He's been very poor in very poor in this save so far. Fingers crossed that's not the case here. Jean-Claude Todibo comes in from Barcelona, another free transfer, another centre back, more cover, extra bodies. Is what it is. He's good on both feet. If you've played FM, you know about Todibo. And we also spent big money, big Premier League money on Marco Canna. He comes in, can play centre-back, can play CDM, can kind of play central midfield if he has to. He's going to be the deep line playmaker. He can tackle, he can pass. That's basically all I want him to be. I want him to be my N'Golo Kante, effectively. So I'm hoping he can sort of get over the pitch. He's relatively quick and agile, can make a tackle, can put a foot in. And to be honest, he's probably now my best player. We spent 52 million on him. 53 million on him from Anderlecht. He's been pretty good in this save so far. So we needed that sort of elite level option to go there, and no additional transfers out. We released a couple players, as you kind of would expect. This is pretty much the team. No, it is not. That is not my goalkeeper. This is pretty much the team. Maximino is there. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, Canna, Davies, James Justin, Vieira, Travis still there knocking about from the championship days. Susek, Williams, St-Maximin, and obviously Adam Armstrong is still going minus his injury, which he's got for only 3 weeks. This is season 4. Obviously, we've got the Community Shield against Liverpool. Obviously, we are FA Cup holders. They are Premier League winners. Carabao Cup, English FA Cup, which we will be looking to retain. But we also enter the group stage of the Europa League. They want us to reach the first knockout stage. That I don't know how possible that's going to be. And then they expect us to finish mid-table in the Premier League this time. Mid-table. We have spent a lot of money, so fingers crossed we can justify that. I'm going to start the simulation. I've got high hopes for this season, actually. I think we've got a lot more depth, and I really think that we can start attacking these competitions. Is playing on a Thursday night going to kill us, though? You will only find out in just a few seconds. Right then, end of season number 4, and we finish in the top half of the Premier League again. We finish in 8th, minus goal difference, though, and quite a way off those European spots. Chelsea do win the Premier League title, and Burnley, Southampton, and Nottingham Forest all relegated. Youssoufa Moukoko is the top goal scorer. You would expect that. He does have that potential 200 range, so it's kind of to be expected. My goalkeeper, highest average rating. He was obviously quite busy. Most assists coming down to Nico Williams. Most player of the matches, Alan St-Maximin, which is interesting. Canna did pick up 20 yellow cards. Ugh. Yikes. Okay. All competitions then. Actually, no. Let's look at the league. We are... Wait. Qualified for the Champions League. We've won the Europa League. There's no other way that we could get in there. There is no other way that a team in 8th can get into there. Especially with the top 4 all being in there as well. Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal all qualify for the Champions League. As do Blackburn Rovers. Oh my God. 16 wins, 16 losses and 6 draws. That negative goal difference is scrappy again. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, that means we've won the Europa League. Okay, competitions. We have won the Europa League. We beat Monaco in the final. We won the Community Shield as well. Right, we beat Liverpool on penalties in the Community Shield. Youssoufa Moukoko with a hat-trick in that final. Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah with the goals. Who missed the penalties? Mane missed the penalties for Liverpool. Oh, poor you. Poor you, Jurgen Klopp. Marcus Antonio they bought as well. I bet they spent an absolute fortune on him. Oh, 16.25 million. It's a good pickup then. Dybala, Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, Liverpool is stacked. So, Community Shield. Okay, knocked out in the 4th round by Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. Quarterfinals in the FA Cup by Wolves. Obviously, we beat Monaco. Alan St-Maximin, the Frenchman, comes up trumps. His goals separated by a goal from 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. Looking at this, it looks like we're the better team as well. 21 shots, 11 on target, almost a 3 XG. Absolutely blitzed Monaco by the looks of things in the final. In the final of the Europa League. How on earth have we done that? I've got to look at the schedule. Right, filter, competitions, Euro Cup. So, Group A. In a group with Rangers, Zenit St. Petersburg, and Ferencváros from Hungary. Played 6-1-6. Ouch. Absolutely thumped everybody by the looks of things. 19 goals scored, 4 against. GG's, boys. Going into the knockout stages. Wow, we have played some crazy teams. Okay, so we beat Braga in the 2nd knockout round. You love to see it. Then for some reason, Man City have dropped down into the Europa League. We lost 1-0 at the Etihad. Phil Foden getting the goal there. And then St-Maximin scores. We go to extra time. We go to penalties. Who misses for them? Foden and 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, and all of our boys score. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. They still got a stacked team. Ederson, Castagne, Ruben Diaz, Laporte, Alaba. They bought Frankie de Jong to play alongside Camavinga in the defensive spots. Foden, De Bruyne, Sterling, Boadu. This Man City team is ridiculous. Why are we facing them? Why are they in the Europa League? After that, we play RB Leipzig, beating them in both legs. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 coming up trumps in these games. Scoring the goal against Man City, scoring 2 against Leipzig at home, and then 2 in the final. Wow. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, Blackburn Rovers hero. Absolute monster. Yeah, justified the money. 100%. Absolutely crushed it. And then obviously the Premier League is the Premier League, but we're in the Champions League for season number 5. We've come absolutely nowhere near. Nowhere near what we set out to achieve in this save, but Champions League with Blackburn Rovers. Money to spend, another 55 million almost. Another big window. Champions League football coming to Ewood Park. I'll be back for that season in a second. It's still actually taken me some time to get over the fact that we are going to be in the Champions League. We enter the Champions League group stages, which is fantastic. We've got the European Super Cup, ourselves against Chelsea. We are Europa League holders. They are Champions League holders. Obviously, we've got the 2 English domestic trophies as well, alongside that Premier League. Expected to finish mid-table. They would just want us to be competitive in the Champions League. Fine. They don't care about the Super Cup. Also fine. 5th round of the FA Cup and 4th round of that Carabao Cup. In terms of transfers, though, we've been busy yet again. So some of the other ones that we have had, Richard Staranek, I'm going to kind of talk about. Young player coming in for 55k. He's going to go back out on loan. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 comes in from Bordeaux. We spent some money on him. Another creative player in that midfield that can kind of unlock teams for us. That's why we spent some money on him. Anderson, free transfer. Looks like he could be a decent fullback in the future. When some of these players arrive, you never know how they're going to develop. Is what it is. Richard Brown, much the same from Augsburg, 1.5 million. He actually looks like he could be a starting player for us next season when he turns 19. Nothing too special about him. Nicolo Rovella, has come in from Juventus. 5.25 million for him. Listed as a wonder kid at the start of the game. 22 years of age. He's had some loan spells and played for. Did he play for Juventus last season? Once. He's not really getting in the Juventus team. We pick him up for 5.25 million, which is pretty good. Absolutely happy with some of that business. And then this guy, Alejandro Chiodini is how I'm going to call this guy. New gen, coming out of San Lorenzo in Argentina. Listed as a wonder kid, looks like it as well. Great finishing, great first touch, good heading, mentals where he needs it. Is absolutely fantastic. Good teamwork, vision, work rate, etc. Good determination. Needs to work on his off the ball and sort of composure elements, but pretty good in terms of his physicals as well. He's only 18 years of age. Hopefully now he's valued at 13.5 million. Hopefully he can come in and actually have a positive influence on us. We paid 6.25 million for him, and I think he looks like a great little prospect. In terms of players out, Jean-Claire Todibo was getting upset he wasn't playing a lot of games. He has now left for Al-In in United Arab Emirates, I assume. He has gone. Harry Pickering's gone to Bristol City. Thomas Kaminski, the backup goalkeeper, has gone to Dynamo Moscow. Ben Brereton has gone to Hull as well. That is all the money, basically where all the money's come from. Benkovic has also gone out on loan to Valencia. In terms of some other business, we brought in Pedri on loan from Barcelona. On a free. We're paying his wages, but that's it. For some reason, Pedri was listed for loan. So when a player of this caliber is listed for loans, you bring him in. I'm going to talk about Peter Sekeres, is how I'm going to say this guy's name. Comes in from Romania. New gen. He looks like an absolute monster. Great command of his area, communication, fantastic kicking and one-on-ones, decent reflexes, good handling, good throwing and distribution, great positioning is always something that I look for as well. His physicals are absolutely brilliant. I actually think he's going to come in and be my goalkeeper, aged 18 years of age. He's already been capped 6 times for Romania. And this is what I'm loving about this save, is pulling in these guys, these new gens that are completely unique to this save, and just hoping that they can drag Blackburn Rovers to glory. And we've also spent some money, 35.5 million on Maximilian 𝘼𝙗𝙤. He was from RB Salzburg, looks like he's gone to Juventus, Dortmund, and now he finds himself in the Premier League at Blackburn Rovers. Natural at centre-back, natural at left-back. We need someone who can operate on that side of the field, so we're hoping that he can add a little bit more solidity to this team. We did concede an awful lot of goals last season, so picking without restriction, this is now the best 11. So Sequeira in goal, Nyambe, Gila, Wobber, Justin, Canna, Vieira, Pedri, Williams, Saint-Maximin, obviously goal scoring superstar, and then Youssoufa Moukoko up top. The balance of the team is very interesting. My best player is now actually that 18-year-old goalkeeper. We've got some depth as well. We've got Maximino Still, Ben Davis, Thomas Susek, Adam Armstrong, Adley, you know, Chiodini. We are deep now. We are deep. So I'm hoping we've got everything that we can have for whatever this Champions League season can throw at us. I still can't believe it. Let's simulate and find out. Do we make it out the group? I'd be ecstatic to make it out the group. Oh dear, oh dear. Looks like the European football has damaged us again. We're down in 12th. 55 points, 10 points off of Leeds in 5th. And to be honest, only 11 points, I suppose, away from those Champions League spots. Strong end to the season by the looks of things, but yeah, looks like it's absolute carnage. Down in 12th. It says we've gone up to 4th. That's an absolute fabrication. We're definitely not in 4th. Moukoko with 19 goals. Highest average rating is that new-gen keeper. Most assists comes to Pedri. That's no surprise there. He's an absolute monster. Finances look good though. 137 million in the overall balance. Almost 60 million to go next season. 2.1 million pounds a week wage budget, which we've got an extra 300k a week to spend should we need to. Are we in debt? Yeah, we are, but we're paying it back relatively comfortably. Fantastic, good to know. Other competitions then. Did we make it out of that Champions League group? Yes. Oh my god, we got to the quarters. Oh my god, we are obviously improving massively as a club though to make it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League despite being knocked out by Liverpool. Let's see then. So we also won the European Super Cup, so up yours, Chelsea. Carabao Cup knocked out in the 3rd round, doesn't really matter. Knocked out in the quarters of the FA Cup by Spurs. We've already won that competition once. European Super League winners in extra time, beating Chelsea, the current Champions League holders. Adam Armstrong coming off the bench and getting that goal. That's going to be a job that he's going to need to do a lot of, I think, coming off the bench and trying to be that different. Quarterfinals of the Champions League. Ooh. Okay, Liverpool taught us a lesson. 7-1 on aggregate, losing 6-0 at Ewood Park as well. Oh. Liverpool have bought 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙈𝙗. And he scored 5. And Virgil van Dijk scored another one. Wobber was sent off on 29 minutes as well. So you can kind of see where the issues started, can't you? 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙗 at Liverpool. Behind it with João Felix and this dude here. A Greek guy behind him. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, Liverpool taught us a lesson, but we're in some interesting company in the Champions League quarterfinal stage. Man City, Inter, Juve, Chelsea, Arsenal and PSG. As I said, some really, really good company there. In terms of the other competitions though, Premier League down in 12th, not a good season. A great run towards the end of the season, picking up 5 victories against Villa, Fulham, Chelsea, Manchester United and Arsenal. It's a horrendous end to the season, isn't it? We had a good end to the season, but look at some of these players in the league now. Haaland at Liverpool, wow, scary. Liverpool win the league with 77 points though. It's probably the lowest points total I've seen from Liverpool in a long, long time. Or to win the Premier League in a long, long time. Very, very balanced. 15 wins, 10 draws, and 13 losses. It looks like the European Knights have killed us. We beat Wolfsburg, then we draw with Sheffield United. We beat Lyon, then we draw with Fulham. We beat Benfica. We lose to West Brom. These European Knights, guys, we lost to Manchester United, but lost to Benfica again. We beat Leicester. We only got 1 victory after our 6 group games, which is absolutely ridiculous. Good January. Relatively ropey everywhere else. Some heavy losses in there. A good end to the season, showing that we've got some promise. this is annoyingly the end of the 5 years that I usually give these rebuilds. I'm going to go one more year. Obviously now we're not in Europe anymore. I'm going to go one more year. Season number 6. I've never done a season 6 before. Let's see what happens. One last throw of the dice for that Premier League title. I'll be back once I've done my transfers, ready to start season 6. Right then, guys, I have to admit I did mess up a little bit. I'd already started the simulation. I realized I didn't save it just before we were about to go into things. So I have to apologize. We have started the season. I'm not going to show you any of it because I don't want to ruin things. We've made some money in the summer window. No, that's the wrong end. Ben Davies, the Liverpool one this time, has gone to Arsenal for £30 million. Adam Armstrong gone to Derby for 20. Benkovic to Villa for 5. That's where we've made the bulk of our money. As you can see, some of the others, there's loans, etc. in there. We've brought in Rafinha from Leeds, for 30 up to £36 million. If you've used him in FM this year, you know he's pretty good, pretty tricky, can play on both wings. He's basically a stunt double for 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, to be perfectly honest. He's good on corners as well. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 comes in from Mexico, Mexican international, 25 caps, 1 goal for Mexico now. Looks like a really good prospect, actually. He's probably going to go straight in for our centre-back position. Look at the physicals on this guy. Great stamina, natural fitness, great balance, great agility as well. Looks like an absolute beast. I'm hoping he can be that for me. Obviously, that is why we let Ben Davies go. Replaced him for 13.25 million. Made some money on him. Also, we've managed to pull in some other players as well. This is a right back from Dinamo who was linked with PSG, and I think he looks class, to be perfectly honest. Great where he needs to be. He's only 20 years of age. He's valued at 48.5 million. I'm not Ivanovic is kind of how I'm going to say that, but I think I've butchered it. And then this guy, right? 21 million we spent on this guy. Antonio Saumi from Braga. Now tell me this is not one of the best box-to-box midfielders you have ever seen in your life. His physicals are literally ridiculous. Great mentals where he needs them for a 19-year-old, might I add. He's already been capped by Portugal, 2 caps there, 19 passing. He's consistent in terms of his performance. His agility is great. I can't wait to have this guy in my central midfield spots. And also, we sold Pedro Nuno and Ryan Nyambe. He has gone to Everton. He has been with us since the start of the Save This right back up until this point. He is now a Everton player going into season number 6. As I mentioned, we have started the season, which is why I don't want to show you anything here. I'm just going to leave it on the transfers screen. Obviously, we are expected to do pretty well. 1 second, guys. Can I go over to here? Yes, I can go over to here without you guys seeing. Obviously, you can see we beat Chelsea in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. Doesn't really matter. We've got draws against Southampton and Palace. It's a good start to the season, I promise. This is what we're expected. Top half of the Premier League, quarterfinals of the FA Cup, quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Let's see. Is season 6 the one? Can we return a Premier League title to Blackburn Rovers? It's close, but no cigar. Finishing just behind Liverpool in 2nd. 2 points adrift, better goal difference, but we cannot make it happen. Top goal scorer, Moukoko, highest average rating, him as well. Most assists, also him. He's had one hell of a season, but still not enough. Still not enough. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, best pass completion is what it is. We finished in 2nd. We had a good start to the season, but we've kind of just... We've been in 1st for so long, and then we kind of let it slip towards the end of the season. Oh, that is painful, guys. All competitions, runners up in the Carabao Cup, losing to Man City, no shame there. I imagine their team's equally as stacked as Liverpool's, isn't it? Ederson, Castagne, Diaz, Laporte, Alaba, De Bruyne, Camavinga, Foden. Is that Curtis Jones? Don't know why he's gone. To there, Boadu, and who's this guy? Bina from Villarreal. Okay, looks like a good player, very nice and balanced. Looks like they've absolutely battered us there and deserved that victory. Knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup by Sheffield United. That's a disappointing performance, but obviously the most disappointing for us is to be 2 points adrift of Liverpool. at the Premier League. Man, that's rough. I do have some transfers to update you on. We did sell Nico Williams in January, or in that January transfer window. I didn't realize this. He's gone to Spurs. I'd finished my transfer business, as in, like, I tried to make sure everyone was happy, contracts were renewed, that sort of thing. And then I started the simulation again, and Nico Williams was sold to Spurs. I saw it in the little thing as I was simulating the news updates. Could he be the difference maker? Potentially. How do you do for Spurs? 3 goals in 10 appearances. He was performing much better for us, but they pay 44 million for him, which, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, this isn't it. I guess I failed the Blackburn Rovers rebuild challenge. If this is something you'd like to try yourselves, please do let me know down in the comments how you got on with rebuilding Blackburn Rovers. But unfortunately, we just finished in second. If we go into Blackburn, where is it? Club info. And we look at their history overall. So obviously first season here we were promoted. Then we've gone 7th, 12th, 8th, 12th, and then all the way up into second. So we haven't added a Premier Division title to that one that they won in 1995. We did add an FA Cup in 2023, a European Super Cup in 2024, a Europa League in 2024 as well, and another Community Shield in 2023. So a good season, a good save, a good simulation, a good rebuild. But unfortunately, not quite that Premier League trophy that I was aiming for. But if you are a Blackburn fan, let me know down in the comments, would you have preferred a Europa League victory over a Premier League victory? Bearing in mind, we have been runners-up in the Premier League this season that we have just finished. Please do let me know. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed this rebuild of Blackburn Rovers, please do drop a like on it down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, so that next week you can be featured in the list of people that comes up. Nope, this side. Nope, this side. I can't remember. Comes up on the screen. To be featured in next week's video. And if you do have any ideas as to who you'd like to see me rebuild next, please do drop them in the comments below. But until then, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you on another video very, very soon.